The news that was once only whispered has now exploded into a heated debate among fans. Jungkook, BTS's main vocalist, known for his calm demeanor and self-control, was reportedly seen showing a rare angry expression. The cause: a performance by Jimin that enraged armies around the world. What really happened? Why are two groupmates who have supported each other for years suddenly showing signs of tension? And why do fans consider this an unacceptable incident? This incident didn't take place on a grand stage or during a major public event. Ironically, the event that sparked the anger occurred in the most unexpected place, an internal military stage that should have been shielded from media attention. On the night of the military anniversary celebration, each division was given the chance to present something that reflected unity and fighting spirit. Division 5, where Jungkook and Jimin are serving their mandatory military service, chose a simple yet touching format: an acoustic vocal performance by two former global superstars. But what happened was unexpected. Jimin performed in a style deemed inappropriate for the military context. His hair, which had been allowed to grow slightly within regulations, was neatly styled. He wore a military uniform with minor modifications, which he claimed were an artistic tribute to his comrades. His performance was expressive and full of dramatic stage movements, more fitting for a concert than an internal military arena. For some, it was a form of artistic dedication. But for others, including Jungkook, it was a deviation from military discipline, according to an anonymous internal source. Jungkook didn't hide his disappointment that night. He didn't yell, but his face said it all. He refused to join the dinner and chose to train physically alone until late at night, the soldier said. This was a side of Jungkook rarely seen, even by his fellow BTS members. Jungkook's anger, according to analysis from military and media observers, was not just about aesthetics or rules. He believed that the moment was about uniting as soldiers, not as celebrities. From his point of view, Jimin blurred that line by displaying a side of himself still rooted in the entertainment world. This isn't about you or me, it's about us. About everyone standing in the same line, said Jungkook, as quoted by a logistics staff member who witnessed their discussion after the performance. Jungkook's anger struck a chord with armies. Thousands of them stormed social media platforms, questioning Jimin's decision and demanding an explanation. Some even blamed HYB's management for failing to guide their artists to face military life more realistically. On the other hand, many fiercely defended Jimin. They believed his courage in expressing artistry in a harsh world was a bravery of its own. But one thing is undeniable. This was a moment that revealed emotional cracks between two figures previously seen as inseparable. Many armies claimed that Jungkook's angry expression wasn't just personal tension, but a form of moral responsibility toward the military world they had entered together. Jungkook seems to carry the weight of the BTS name on his shoulders. He doesn't want anyone to think they're given special treatment because of their status, wrote one netizen in a now viral post. That post has been shared over 200,000 times in just 2 days. Meanwhile, some reports stated that after that night, the atmosphere in the barracks became tense. Jimin reportedly withdrew from conversations for several days. He was seen training alone more often, avoiding internal spotlight. However, things gradually improved. In an internal video that leaked to social media, the two were seen standing side by side again during a joint physical training session, giving each other signals and instructions. That moment was a relief for many fans, although it didn't completely erase the concerns. This issue illustrates how complex the dynamics can be between two individuals who grew up in the public eye, then suddenly had to live the harsh life of a soldier. Differences in background, personal expression, and their social responsibilities as public figures made every action open to many interpretations. What was a form of tribute through art for Jimin was a potential breach of military integrity for Jungkook. This situation sparked a broader debate on how public figures should behave during their mandatory military service. Should they completely abandon their artistic identity, or retain some of it as a positive contribution to their comrades' morale? And in the midst of this debate, one main highlight emerged: Jungkook's seriousness in fulfilling his new role as a soldier. He's not angry because he wants to outshine Jimin. He's angry because he doesn't want them to be underestimated, said one military instructor during a weekly evaluation session. This statement confirms that Jungkook's anger wasn't driven by ego, but by a desire to uphold not only his own honor but also that of the institution he now serves. Jimin eventually made an official statement in front of his division comrades, not to the public. In an internal speech delivered in a calm yet regretful tone, he stated that he never intended to disrespect the rules or make anyone uncomfortable. He just wanted to express his gratitude in the way he knew best, through music and expression. I understand that the military is not a stage, and I learned a lot that night, he said briefly, to this day. Although the incident has not been officially addressed by the military or the agency, its impact is still strongly felt among armies and South Korean media observers. This event marks a significant moment in the history of celebrity military service, showing that popularity is no guarantee of acceptance in a world vastly different from the glamorous stage. And for Jungkook, his anger was not just a fleeting expression. It was a clear statement that service is not merely a formality, an attitude that made him even more respected, not only as a BTS member, but as a young man who understands the weight of his responsibilities. Meanwhile, Jimin learns in the most human way, through mistakes, conflict, and a respect that is gradually rebuilt. Behind the spotlight, they remain two people growing, though this time not on stage, but on a much more real battlefield. When the big name of BTS intersects with a military institution that upholds discipline and equality, every small event can turn into a grand narrative. The issue of Jungkook's anger toward Jimin has stirred the emotions of millions of fans around the world. But before we get caught in euphoria, anger, or even baseless defense, one important question must be asked. Is this event truly real, or merely a narrative constructed to attract public and media attention? We live in an age where information spreads in seconds, but verifying its truth can take days, or never happen. The story about the tension between two BTS members spread rapidly through various platforms: TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Twitter threads, and online news channels quoting unclear sources. Most only presented emotional snippets, 30-second video clips, or screenshots of unverifiable messages. But is that enough to conclude there's real conflict? Or are we all part of a social experiment showing how easily public opinion can be shaped? In sound journalistic logic, every piece of news must go through source verification, visual evidence validation, and narrative testing. Unfortunately, in this case, most sources come from social media with anonymous, untraceable identities. A TikTok account uploaded a video snippet claimed to be from Division 5's military barracks, showing Jungkook walking away from the crowd after Jimin's performance. But can anyone confirm that was the actual moment? Was the video real, or edited with a pre-shaped narrative? Furthermore, we need to ask, who benefits the most from this narrative? Did the soldiers truly witness the evening performance and talk about it for days, as the article claims? Or is this merely an interpretation built by netizens to give meaning to fragmented pieces that aren't actually connected? In today's entertainment and digital communication industry, emotion is a commodity. The stronger the emotional engagement, the higher the traffic. Have we ever considered that maybe, just maybe, this story is merely a narrative construct, a neatly packaged tale made to seem realistic, touching, and dramatic? And if that's true, why are we all so quick to believe, defend, and even attack? We don't intend to deny the possibility that the conflict or tension did happen. In the context of military life, it's perfectly normal for differing perspectives to occur, especially when individuals come from a global celebrity background. But this is where reflection becomes important. Does this information have strong evidence, or is it merely based on emotion and assumption? Skepticism isn't a rejection of truth. On the contrary, it's the foundation for accurate information seeking. We must dare to ask critical questions like, who first spread this news? Is there any official statement from the military or agency? Why are only fragments of information appearing, with no complete documentation or statements from direct witnesses? Why haven't major media outlets covered this extensively if the scale is truly as large as portrayed? By questioning all of this, we protect ourselves from narrative manipulation, even ones as touching and stirring as this story. It's undeniable that Jimin and Jungkook are massive figures, and whatever they do will always be tied to BTS's identity. But being critical doesn't mean disrespecting them. In fact, by thinking clearly, we're showing a higher form of respect for their integrity.